Hey, lady loves, I will be in here tomorrow to answer questions. But I really wanted to share an important message with you guys today that kept coming up. So one, there's a few pieces that I want to share with you that I really want you to do. So step one, I want you to meet everything with love. I want you to write down in your notebook right now, right? How can I meet myself with love? How can I meet this situation with love? And take time to pause before reacting. So the gift, when we really look at presence, being present is not thinking about the future and not thinking about the past and not bringing the past into the present or making the future be impacted by what's going on with you in that moment. But being present means being present. Having your thoughts be of this present moment. And in that, there is immense power. There is immense healing, there is immense peace, there is immense freedom, there is immense joy. So as we're processing through emotions and as we're feeling all the feels and doing all the things, I want to remind you that the power comes in the present moment. And recognizing the awareness and the power that comes from going, oh, I see my mind. My mind's wanting to go to the past. My mind's wanting to take me to the future. My mind's wanting to take me to the past with such signaled words as should. I should have done this. I should have done that. Shoulding all over yourself. Or signal words for when you're moving into the future are very much being in the space of what if. What if I did this? What if I did that? Right? And those are the things that take us out of our power. Okay, so that's step one. Step two, what I want you to do is you're going to have two glass jars. And one is going to be for celebrating. And the other is going to be for every time you complain or criticize yourself or others. So every time we are in judgment, every time you're just going to put a big C on one jar and it's going to be criticize or complain. And in the other jar, it's going to be celebrating your success, celebrating your wins, celebrating how you honor yourself. And you're going to put these two jars either in your room or in the kitchen. And every time you take time to celebrate loving you, choosing you, being kind to you, you're going to put $1 in the jar or a quarter, whatever feels good for you. Whatever it is, you're going to put the same amount in either jar. Meaning, let me clarify. If you are celebrating you're like, oh, wow, I'm celebrating myself. I'm so proud of me. This is so awesome. I just noticed I'm celebrating myself. I'm going to give myself $1. Now, if you notice that you're criticizing you have to put $1 in the other jar. Right? So you've got two jars. One jar is criticizing and complaining. The next jar is a jar for celebrating. And no matter what's happening for you, in that day, you're going to do this for the next 30 days. You're going to put money in the jar. And every time you catch yourself complaining or criticizing that day, you're putting either a quarter or a dime or 50 cents or $1 into the criticizing, complaining jar. And if in that same day you find yourself celebrating, you're going to put money in the celebration jar. At the end of the week, you're going to tally up how much money you have, right? And I want you, the purpose of this is to start to notice how you think, to start to notice the gaps in your thinking, to start to notice which jar is filling up more quickly. And as humans, we thrive on seeing our accomplishments. And the more we can visually experience the way that we are thinking, the more quickly we're able to change it. You guys get that, right? So step one of this is your quest is to meet all things with love, to recognize and say, how can I meet this with love? Your mantra, very much, whether you believe in God, source, universe, angels, that I am a loving divine being of infinite supply. Therefore, I meet myself in all things with love. And our goal and the task is to try to breathe before reacting and to remind ourselves, what if they meant well? What if that person that just got upset with me is just having a bad day? What if? And you start to see the power in meeting all things with love. Then the next thing that I shared in this video is about the power of presence. That true presence is having a mind where your thoughts are on the present moment, not caught in the past and not tripping over the future, not bringing our past into our present, not allowing the future to impact the present moment, but actually to be present and to allow our present thoughts to be in that of this moment. The trigger words that I shared to understand when you're in past thinking is when we're in a line of regret. What if I would have done this? What if I shoulding all over yourself? And my apologies, it's in that shoulding space. The what if is the future tense. And that's when we start to recognize we're living in the, well, what if this happens? What if that happens? What if, what if, what if? Instead of allowing ourselves the power of the present moment, recognizing that we're in the here and now, and that is wherein lies our peace. The next thing that I said for you to do for the next 30 days is to get 2 jars. You're going to put C's on each one. One's going to be a celebration jar. The other one is a complaining, criticizing jar. You are going to select an amount that goes into each jar. It's going to be an equal amount. So if you put $1 every time you criticize or complain, then you're going to put $1 every time you celebrate, right? At the end of the week, you want to see where and how, which jar has more money, and start to recognize. Now, also, I know that some of you are going to go, the minute you criticize, you're going to go, I'm going to celebrate myself and so I can put money in the jar. Notice yourself. Notice what happens, right? And if you want to track your thoughts all day, the good thing about quarantining is most of us are home right now, so we can do this. If you need to track it, then have a journal with you and just have one column criticizing and complaining and another column for how many times you actively just go into a space of celebration, celebrating yourself, honoring yourself. This is going to visually give you an understanding of how you think so that you can break through patterns that are no longer serving you. All right? So I really hope that speaks to you. Let me know if you have any questions about anything that I just spoke about, and I can't wait to hear how this goes for you. Sending you so much love. Bye, guys.